Hello and welcome to the next episode of Joe Martin Show. Today I'm here with Harley's Comet, so can you guys introduce yourselves?
Yeah, I'm Amber.
I'm Angel.
So how did all of this start?
Harley's Comet.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I would say about like 2 or 3 years ago, right? Uh, First, actually, I actually kind of started Harley's Comet as like a solo project.
Mm-hmm.
So it was just me kind of doing some like acoustic stuff. I would play at little coffee shops and stuff like that. But I didn't really want to go by my name. I just kind of wanted to have a name for the music, so
Yeah.
I chose Harley's Comet.
How did you come up with that name?
Um, okay. How do I explain this? Actually, yeah. So it's basically just um
It's your dog.
pure, yeah, pure love for my dog.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, no, his name is Harley,
Mm-hmm.
and I've also been interested in, like the stars and celestial beings and stuff like that. So there's also the Halley's Comet, which is like a comet that passes every like 75 years.
Yeah, yeah.
It's like a rare occurrence. And so I was like, yeah, Harley's Comet, little play on words.
And how did you guys end up meeting together? Because you're part of the band too, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
How did you guys end up meeting, like, as a band?
I saw a video of her on Instagram. She covered a Frank Ocean song, and I thought it was really good. I was really impressed, and I had a message. She was like, "Dude, you're so good," and like I need to see you live. And she was doing a show at a coffee shop, and I was just gonna go see her, just go support. And she was like, "Do you want to sit in or what?" And I was like, "I mean, I'm down." So we practiced that week, and it was a really fun show. Since then, we've been playing.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, yeah.
Damn. So, what, 3 years? Was that before the pandemic or after it? Or during it, sorry?
Um, it was like, oh, I don't even remember. Honestly, the pandemic was like a blur.
Yeah.
What
Yeah.
the heck even happened? No, I believe it was like when everything was kind of opening up, like slowly again.
Mm.
I don't know. I guess during the pandemic, I was like, just kind of building it up. So
Yeah.
when everything was like cool again, like I could.
Did you guys, like, find ways to
go out
practice,
there.
or how was that?
Well, no, because yeah, during the pandemic, I mean, we didn't really know each other.
Yeah, I didn't
It
have no
was all
idea.
like everything was like over social media and everything like that.
Mm,
So we didn't play together until we played together. Like literally, like at a performance, he just pulled up and like.
Oh, I thought you guys performed before the pandemic hit.
Oh no!
When did you guys perform?
This was like late 2020.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
okay,
But yeah, I don't know. I don't have a good concept of time, so everything's yeah.
okay. And I heard that recently you guys are working on a single, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, we are. It's called Heart and Soul. It's gonna come out on Friday. We're super excited. Yeah, we've never like either of us have never like put out music into the world like that, on all the streaming platforms.
Yeah.
It's been like SoundCloud stuff and stuff like that, which is cool too, but yeah, we're really excited about that.
That's exciting because, again, like I was saying, like a while back, I saw you guys at Dankfest, and you guys did an amazing job there. I mean, it was.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Who's the saxophone player, by the way? Because they were great.
Oh, heck yeah.
Frankie.
Yeah,
the
yeah.
man, the myth, the legend. Shout out. Yeah, he's actually super talented. He recently moved to Kingsville.
Oh, for real?
City, yeah,
Mm.
for music. Yeah, he's studying there, so wish him the best.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
love Frankie.
Yeah,
He's so
another guy.
cool.
Yeah, because when I saw you guys, I'm like, these guys are amazing. Because we were going like back and forth between the different bands on the street, and when I saw you guys, like I had to see you guys because I saw some of your music on SoundCloud.
Oh, shoot.
So I'm like, I wonder how they sound because I'm not gonna lie, I was mainly there for 10 Foot Overhead.
Yeah,
Because
no,
like
yeah.
they were like the first band I found out about here in the valley, and I'm like, man, I gotta see them. So I went there. I had a couple of other friends who were performing, and then I saw you guys. I'm like, you know what, this is perfect. Everybody's here. It's like, it was a great lineup of bands.
Yeah, Dingfest was awesome. And no, yeah, I've always thought like Frankie had such a nice color to the sound. It was so exciting.
How did you guys figure out your sound?
I don't know. Just trial and error.
Because it's a little bit
Yeah.
different from other
Yeah.
bands. Because I'm like really used to like indie, punk, and rock, not like rock stuff. But like you guys were a little bit, I guess, like what, jazz oriented or a little bit, or
Yeah.
how would you consider? What would you consider your genre?
Oh, genre?
Yeah,
I'm gonna
because it's a mix
say
of different
Yeah.
stuff.
it is. It is.
Yeah.
I know we've thought about this question a lot because a lot of people ask that. You know, when you're in a band, it's like, what kind of genre are you? And for the longest time, we were kind of just like, I don't know. You know, searching for what we are and our sound and stuff. But I would definitely say like one thing that remains in our music is like soul. So anything soulful, really.
Yeah, definitely like soul, whether it be soul rock or soul blues, soul funk, just soul's always there.
Who would you
Something
guys, guess, like compare yourself to? Like if people were to come to you, like, if I want to listen to your sound, what kind of playlist would I find you on? Like, with which artists?
That's one question I don't really have an answer to. I don't
Yes?
know. I can't perceive the music like that. It's at
Like,
least personally, like it's just kind of like it is what it is. I don't really know what it's compared to. I don't
Like
know.
who would, I guess, like who would serve as your inspiration for like the music you're doing?
Oh, okay. Well, me personally, yeah, I have a few influences, but I don't know if I sound like any of them. You know, it's
Yeah,
just
yeah.
like that's who I love and listen to. But definitely Amy Winehouse. Always listen to her because yeah, I grew up listening to her. My mom introduced me to her. We'd always like listen to her music like car rides and everything. So she's always been a big inspiration for me. And I guess on the newer side, like Hiatus Coyote, they're really really inspired by them too.
Yeah, I'd say like her songwriting is for sure like a mix of both Amy Winehouse and Hiatus Coyote. Like
Yeah.
it's at least recently I guess we've both been like really diving in fully with Hiatus Coyote, and it's been showing in her latest works. So I think that's like a good two.
Yeah.
Artists.
Anybody?
What
You?
about you?
Personally, I've really been into like Wolfpack, like anything that has to do with like funk, modern funk, Wolfpack. I really like Khruangbin. It's one of my favorite bands
yeah,
too.
heck
So as of late, I think those two bands musically have been inspiring me as a guitarist, as a bassist. So it's just mix all that together and have hardest Comet.
Yeah,
True.
it's amazing.
Yeah.
Man. And how was the experience recording your music? Because this is the first time you guys actually went to a studio, right?
Yeah, man, that was so fun. Heck yeah.
How was that experience like?
So yeah, it was great. Just 10 out of 10. Nah. But I love the Creative Cave. Adrian does like amazing work. So but yeah, it was kind of just a spur of the moment type thing.
Yeah.
Like we didn't really plan it out too much.
Oh, for reals?
Yeah, it was kind of
What led up to that? what led up to that expert of the moment experience?
so it was just kind of this opportunity that kind of like appeared, and we were kind of like, yeah, let's do it. Let's like record this song. So we got the band together. It's like me, Angel, our guitarist Brian. He's in Nashville right now.
Oh, wow.
So
Yeah.
yeah.
How did that happen?
Funny story. He's one of our mutual friends from our group, and we started jamming, and he's an amazing lead guitarist.
Oh yeah.
And recently, like not so recent now, it's been like maybe a year now. He moves to Nashville, and he's playing, touring in Nashville. He's doing
wow.
really big stuff over there. It's really exciting. We're really excited for him. Really happy for him.
Yeah,
Yeah.
heck
Yeah.
yeah. He's great.
And he actually got us the opportunity at Creative Cave.
Yeah.
Him and Adrian are homies, so they got
that
us,
makes sense.
yeah.
There we go. Yeah.
So he was able to get us in there, and before that, we've just been in our studio, at home studio, just recording, just me and Amber, just making songs. And that's his first time that we were able to play with record with the full band, the live drums, the live bass, live guitar, and it was a really good experience, for sure. I want to do that again.
Yeah,
I
it
hope
was
so, because
awesome.
you guys need to put out more music.
Yeah.
Man, that's crazy.
But no, yeah, recording in the studio was great.
What was
Also,
the-
I liked
yeah.
I liked seeing how it all went down. Like the whole live band recording. It was so new to me, but it was.
What was the
really
process like for
awesome.
you guys, like recording, like I guess as a full band compared to like doing it here, like in a home studio?
Yeah, I mean, I think when you're in the home studio, you can do kind of like you can kind of like perfect things, like and make it super like
Yeah.
But I really also liked the experience with a live band recording because it's kind of just like, you you just play it, and
Yeah.
it's like, I don't know, you accept it for what it is, and it's like the moment,
Mm-hmm.
you know, what everybody was feeling at that moment, and I love it for all its like little perfect imperfections. So I'm excited
That's
for
exciting.
Yeah.
for everybody to hear it.
And what kind of like future are you expecting out of Harley's Comet? Like let's say 5 years out, what are like your goals for the band?
Hmm. No, I'm a very in the moment person personally, so I can't really speak a lot into the future for Harley's Comet, you know. We'll see what happens. I'm open to possibilities, and I
Yeah.
don't know. Yeah, I don't really have like a set like, oh, this is where it's gonna be in 5 years and all
Yeah.
this stuff. But I know it's good to have that, but
Mm-hmm.
no, I just take it day by day.
Take it day by day.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, we're just working on music, and we have a lot of original music that we're still perfecting,
Mm-hmm.
Eventually, we're planning on releasing soon some more music.
Yeah, and I know both of us like have like some projects going on too. So it's like,
Sure.
yeah, it's
Would you want
growth.
to would you want to discuss that stuff or no? Like your personal projects or
I mean, yeah. I'm in. I've also been producing music as of this year, and I've been working with different artists, rappers, and I'm gonna release later this year. So that's exciting stuff.
oh wow.
I've never released. Well, now I'm gonna release this weekend, so it's fun. It's something that I've always wanted to do these past like 2-3 years. So forever, right? Since I was a kid, right? But I've always wanted to release. It's always been a goal of mine. So it's exciting. That's funny. Coming alive. But yeah, we have a lot of stuff going on right now. I know Amber's working with her songs too. She's writing a lot of songs. I know for the most part, at least personally, it's been a lot of just me and Ableton and just seeing what I can get out of it.
Yeah.
And it's just trying to find that balance between going back to the roots and just me and guitar. Just me
Yeah.
and, writing songs with guitar and just applying that to Ableton, And I know, I guess with both of us, it's been the same thing. We've kind of been working at music like from a production standpoint instead of like a musician standpoint going into production,
Yeah, that's what I was curious about. Like,
Yeah.
which one did you learn first? But you're a musician first, then you went to a producer, right?
Yeah, definitely musician first. And it's really funny because this year, I guess the first week of 2021 or 2022, I got COVID the first week.
Oh,
So I was
man.
just stuck in my room for like two weeks, and I had Ableton. I had my little studio already, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna make it a point this week or this year to just really dive into it. And as of this year, every day I've been just working on music. It's production wise and band wise and collaborations. It's really fun.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
How-
art-wise, yeah.
yeah. And what about you? Like,
No, yeah. Lately I've been in a just writing mode. I just want to write and write. I don't know. Just
Yeah.
you find your sound more like that. You just keep doing it. And yeah, I've been super invested in Ableton too. It's very interesting to see what you can do in there. It's like
Yeah.
just endless possibilities. So that's fun too. But I also like the whole like sticks and stones aspect. Just like I don't know, just playing your guitar and singing and writing, or like stuff like
Yeah.
that. So yeah, I just really want to keep writing. That's where I am right now.
what got you into songwriting specifically? Because one thing being a musician, like learning just to play an instrument, but like songwriting is a whole different aspect. How did that start?
For me, I've always been singing for some reason. Yeah, like ever since I was a kid. I don't really remember too much, but my parents would say I would always be singing. And so it's just always been something that I've enjoyed doing. And yeah, I do remember when I was very small, I just started writing songs too.
Oh wow.
I don't know why, but
Did like everyone in the family like musicians or?
actually no, not really. There's only one other person in my family who is a musician too and like
Yeah.
makes music and stuff like that. It's my uncle, but he lives out of town. So
Yeah, or, like,
unfortunately,
maybe it's sort of like inspirationally, whether it be like your songwriting or musicality or something.
yeah, but definitely, yeah, that's true. I definitely hung out with him a lot growing up, so music has always kind of been
It's been there.
there. Yeah. So
And when it comes to your production, you mentioned you work with rappers and like what kind of like stuff do you do with your production?
I, for the most part, work on just arrangement and songwriting. When it comes to vocals, that's something that I personally am not a singer or rapper, so I let them take care of it. But it's sorry, what was the question?
No, it was like what has been your, I guess, your experience like with production?
Oh, pretty good so far. I know music is amazing, but also can be really overwhelming, especially when you go into a new craft. And you can say this about anything, about cooking or tattooing, like everything. At first, it might seem like a lot of information, especially because I'm self-taught. So a lot of times I try to learn off YouTube, and it's really good, right? It's a really good resource, but at times it just becomes like it's too much.
Yeah.
Like there's so many ways of doing stuff, and there's so much information out there that becomes overwhelming. So there's been some times here and there where I just get, I guess any musician just gets like discouraged or just overwhelmed.
Yeah.
And it just happens, at least for me, it just helps that I'm trying to be more in the moment when I make music and watch less videos, like, like at least with production and just me and my piano, my guitar, just worry about just writing music instead of thinking about the details, like, oh, it has to be perfect, it has to be mixed really well. Like, it's all so new to me. I'm just vibing with it. So it's something that it's really fun to express with my friends because the people that I work with are my best friends, I've been working with 80, he's a rapper, he's really talented. Danny V, also a rapper locally. Also with Stephanie or Nia, right, with new music. We've been working with some new stuff, so it's really exciting and that we're all growing together.
Yeah.
Like I like to see it as like as a process, not just like, oh, I'm just making songs. Like I think we're all growing together as musicians, and it's really good that just having to be all my friends. Yeah. My best friends. So
out of curiosity, how are the rappers here? Because there's always been the whole stigma of like SoundCloud rappers, like, oh, here, check out my music, but like it's never really good. How has been like your actual experience? Because I'm pretty sure it's different actually working with them compared to like the memes you hear around here.
Let me tell you, dude, the rappers in the 956 are slept on so hard. Yeah. Like, and not just because they're my friends. Like, literally, the rappers that I work with, they're each incredibly talented and they have their own sound. That's something that, at least with rap, it's really easy to, oh, this rapper sounds like J. Cole. This rapper sounds like Kendrick, right? It's really hard to achieve that, right? Because they're really good, right? But I guess the rappers that I've worked with, like Travery, you can find on SoundCloud, he's really talented. Danny V, they all have their own sounds and they're really good. And one of my favorite, this is actually, I tell him all the time, one of my favorite artists happens to be Casson, and he's like one of my homies, and he's from the Valley. Oh, wow. Like, I, for the most part, like to listen to musicians from the Valley. Not because, like, oh, cause they're from the Valley, because I love the Valley, right? But just because their music is generally really good, Like, the rappers here are really talented, and I feel as if once we release, we're able to, like, I guess, like, share that with, with more Valley friends and anybody that I meet. I tell them about Caston and tell them about 80 just because they're really good. Listen to their music, even if you don't like rap, it's so like unique. I would say that it doesn't sound like West Coast rap. It doesn't sound like East Coast. It sounds like the Valley,
from the Valley.
Yeah. So I would recommend anybody watching out there, just check
definitely
out
give them a shout out and all that stuff.
Yeah, Caston, 80, Danny V, Travery, the homies. My brother actually also a producer. Oh wow. Yeah, he goes by Coast. He's actually a really good producer and someone who actually inspires me a lot. Never told him that in person, so don't put that. But I don't care. But he really does inspire me to write music, and just being around so many musicians, I try to attract myself with people that are musicians, and he actually lives like right next to me. So sometimes when I'm just not feeling music or don't feel like making music, I hear some 808s, boom, boom, like next room. Like, oh my god, fuck, I need to get up. And so it's really good inspiration having so many talented people around me.
That's great. Because the only rapper I ever heard of from the Valley was, I can't remember his name, but he's from Brownsville. He would combine rap and metal.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I can't remember his name.
I think Bakri, right?
Yeah, Bakri, yeah. He's the only guy I ever heard of. I'm like, that's like doing really well. I'm like, oh wow.
That's so cool. Oh, yeah, that guy's so cool.
That guy's really talented. I really like how he's like mixing genres. Yeah. Like, I haven't heard that before, so it's really, really cool. And I've seen that he's been doing well.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Like I don't know like I personally, but I've seen him around downtown. He's super cool.
Oh, for reals?
Yeah.
Man, it's crazy.
Yeah.
What other bands exist here in in the Brownsville area? Because most of my TVs have been bands from McAllen, and they're always asking what bands exist over there in Brownsville. And well, for me, like the ones I always recommend was Mr. Q, 10 Foot Overhead, you guys, Cannon, a couple of others. What bands do you like recommend, or like who do you guys consider like the top ones here in Brownsville? Like who do you think people should listen to?
Well, for sure, 10 Foot Overhead.
Yeah, we love 10 Foot.
Yeah, they're so
Morning Side.
dude, the morning
That one
side.
on repeat.
For sure, 10 Foot Overhead. They're really good friends of ours. Mr. Key Music, they're really good. Love those guys. Cannon, I love.
Definitely.
Yeah,
always-
Cannon always has
yeah.
that energy, you know? Always bring that energy.
Every show, the energy's always there. It's always hype. I love it.
Same.
Somebody, actually, a band that started playing again that used to play a lot before quarantine is High Regard. That band is insanely talented. Like all those homies, like they're just cracked. They're really good. If you like pop punk, self-sex pop punk, I recommend you guys listen to them. They're really good. And I guess Brownsville wise, who else would?
I don't know. I know. I'm trying to think, but I feel like.
Because people always ask me like who's over there. I'm like, well, these are the bands I know, but I don't know who else
Yeah.
exists in this area.
Same.
Yeah. Well, actually, shout out to the Castaways are really
Oh, heck yeah.
talented
Yeah,
group.
heck yeah.
The Castaways are so good. Like every time I see them, like I'm always like my face melts. Like like literally every musician in that band, it's like godly. Like they're so good.
Do they have like recorded music or like a social media? Because I want to check out all these bands out. Like,
Yeah, I know they have a social media. They go by Castaways. The Castaways on Facebook, Instagram. I don't think they have original music out. They mostly play a lot of covers, but their covers like
they're
they'll
great.
blow your socks
Yeah.
off. Like literally, yeah. But yeah, I guess Valley. I mean, Brownsville wise, that's like the bands that I can
People
think
ask me that question, so I'm like, I don't know, man. That's like a band from over there. Maybe they know.
of. As of right now, I can think of that band that played at Dankfest.
Which one?
With an R. Reynolds or something.
Oh,
like that.
yeah, the Reynolds. Okay, yeah. Actually, yeah, that was the first time, or I don't know if they played at Dingfest, but they played downtown.
yeah.
Yeah, it was the first time I had seen them too. Yeah, they're pretty good too. Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm a fan.
I think they played the same day that Tempo played.
Oh, for reals?
Yeah, it was like I think it's some merch. Fest?
There we go, Submerge Fest.
Yeah, some merch
Dude,
fest.
yeah, they were great.
Oh,
I would
man.
definitely recommend.
Yeah, but as far as Browns, like there's the two bands that I thought were really good. I mean, everybody just did really good, right? But new bands that I've seen from Brownsville, they did really good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's exciting.
Yeah, I don't even know where they came from. They just kind of popped up out of nowhere.
Oh, for reals?
Yeah, I love when that happens. I love when, new musicians and artists just like pop up. It's like, what the heck? Like, where did you come from?
Yeah.
yeah.
So cool.
Because it's normally common like for people to like move around to different bands. It's
Yeah.
like everybody kind of already knows each other. Like, oh, well, they're in that band now. But then like when it's brand new people out of nowhere, it's
I know, it's crazy. It's so cool, yeah.
It's personally really exciting seeing more people like about it. You know.
I know, I feel like a lot of the times there's like so much talent out there, but I feel like some people don't really like put it out there. Like they're just like hiding behind the scenes. But yeah, I hope everybody is, everybody has like, I guess, I don't know, because it takes a lot of courage to put yourself out there. So I hope everybody has the courage to like,
to actually get out there.
yeah.
And on that topic, has anything here changed in terms of pre and post pandemic, like bands popping up?
I used to play post pandemic when First Fridays were like starting up again. This is before this 2019, and there were a lot of groups that would play. And I guess after the pandemic, like it just like almost like there's some new groups that came out, but the old groups still kept on playing. I guess the biggest change has been like, I don't know. Sorry, can you repeat the question? Sorry.
because like when I was in McAllen over there, they're telling me that ever since the pandemic happened, like there was just a whole new wave of new bands coming into the area. And I was wondering, like, did you notice any changes between before the pandemic and then after in terms of like the bands that are still playing, the bands that are new and all that stuff?
Well, definitely the bands that were playing before have all like almost like in a way rebranded with their music, whether it be band title or like just their music. I've seen a almost like a refresh with most of the bands that would play. As far as new bands, there are a lot of new bands that I guess would start playing after quarantine. Personally, I met a lot of people that during quarantine that's when they started playing, and that's when they started
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of people that I've met that still haven't played. I'm just waiting for them to like
Get out of the show. Yeah.
get comfortable, play shows with us, and be fun. Yeah.
No, yeah, I can't really talk about pre-pandemic. I feel like no, yeah, I wasn't really like in the music scene, or I didn't really know anybody, or like put myself out there. I was that person that I was just like behind the scenes,
Yeah.
in my room, just like doing my thing. But then I don't know. Yeah, it's good. It's good to put yourself out there. It's scary, but it's good.
Yeah.
So I hope anybody out there that's like behind the scenes right now, like, yeah, put yourself out there. It's great. You meet people. It's awesome.
What led up to you guys doing that from behind the scenes to finally getting yourself out there? What led up to that?
Oh, okay. Personally, I don't know. I was just like, I've always been singing. I've always wanted to like, sing. And so I was like, you know what? I'm just going to do it. Like, and you just do it. And it's not always like the greatest, but then you just build from those experiences and you get more experience and it gets better and it gets easier. And it gets a lot more fun. So that's me personally.
What about you?
Yeah, I've been playing since I was like 13, 14, I want to say. And since early age, I've been playing like on stage. I started at church, so like they kind of didn't have a bass player. Like, hey, you need a bass player, so give me a bass. And I was like, I wanted to learn bass. I was like, hey, cool, but nobody taught me, so I had to like teach myself how to play bass. So I guess in those early years, I was playing a lot in front of people. At first, it was really like nerve-wracking, so I wouldn't want to do it often. It was just something that I was kind of like, oh, just put on stage at church, right? I guess I'll get through it, right? But after a couple of years, I graduated, and before quarantine, actually 2019, I joined this band, Garden Party, and we were playing shows, and it was a really fun experience. And that was my first band actually.
Yeah.
In Garden Party. So after quarantine, the singer left to Austin. Now he's in New York, but he left to Austin, and I was just, nobody was playing at that time.
Yeah.
We were just like a veteran musician at that point, and then that's when I met Amber. Started making music. So
That's great.
yeah.
And that background is pretty similar to what a lot of people have told me, like where they started playing music at church. Like that's like their first like outing to play music, and then eventually it helped them get over like stage fright, I guess, later on down the line.
Yeah.
No, I've never been like I've never been to church really. So no, yeah, not me. I just kind of threw myself out there and was like, yeah, let's see what happens.
Because it was either church or like marching band. Like those were the two things where like musicians kind of like got themselves out there, so that helped get over the stage fright.
Oh yeah, well that too. I was in marching band too. Yeah, so.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, so both of those.
What instruments did you play?
I played center marimba. I was in the front ensemble. Super fun. Yeah.
Nice.
I liked it. Yeah. I was in that and estudiantina and mariachi in high school. So it was like percussion, guitar, percussion. It was fun. Yeah. Going back to the church thing. Yeah, I started at church, and after like I guess like a few years. I don't go to church anymore. I don't play at church anymore, right?
Yeah.
But I guess playing at church did build my musicianship to the point where I don't get nervous on stage, right? Where you build that like that hard quote,
Yeah.
from having like all these abuelitos look at you, like when you mess up, to just like overcome that, and not just that, it helped me with my musician's ear. I'm able to pick up and just jam on songs, even though they wouldn't tell me they wouldn't have practices, so they're just like, hey, just hop on, just follow along, and I just had to. At first I was like, do it. So now I guess I've been a bit better at playing by ear. So thank playing at church for that.
Yeah.
Nice.
And that was like, go on.
No, you're good.
No, like I said, like when you guys were learning like how to play your instruments, was it just by ear, or did you guys like actually go to like some kind of teaching, whether it be YouTube or just?
Oh wait, what was that? I'm sorry.
Like when you were learning, because he mentioned that he was learning through ear because of church, but like. When you guys first started off, were you learning like through like classes, or did you just learn through ear or YouTube or?
Oh, like playing an instrument? No, yeah. Well, me personally, it was just just like YouTube videos and just kind of I remember a long time ago, I guess. Yeah, I used to just write just by ear. Like I didn't really take the time to learn, when I was a kid. So it was just kind of like. I used to have this keyboard. That's where I started. And so I would just kind of play what sounded right to me and then, sing melodies and stuff like that. And I
Wow.
think that's really fun too. When you don't really have all this theoretical
Yeah, the music
or
theory.
like knowledge. I think theory is great too. Like that helps so much and makes it so much easier. But I think it's really fun and refreshing too when you don't really know too much and you're just kind of like, oh, this feels right to me. So
Yeah.
so that's fun too.
Yeah, I guess with percussion, I was like classically trained, like in band and like since sixth grade. When it comes to guitar and bass and everything else, I was just took what I learned from band and applied it to guitar, right? So I was like self-taught guitar, but I learned how to play a scale from band. So okay, I just applied that to guitar, or how to play like a cadence or rhythms, and applied that to guitar or bass. So it's something that I guess a little bit of both, classically trained, but also like when it comes to like production or like guitars, bass, all this stuff,
Yeah.
it's all self-taught.
Oh,
I
wow.
used what I learned from band that I was taught theory-wise and just applied it to this. Yeah.
I like the guitar. This one. I like the wood design to it.
Oh yeah, and just only 3 strings.
Three strings, but I mean, yeah, because I was like just looking at the design. There's always something nice about like wood by itself. Just I don't know.
Oh yeah, I like this
Yeah.
one. Yeah, this one's nice. It's all just wood.
Yeah, big fan of like wooden like architecture and all that stuff.
Yeah, me too. Like that. I actually wanted to study that in high school.
Oh, for reals?
Yeah. I was in like a career pathway for like 4 years.
Mm-hmm.
And I was gonna study that, but then I was like, no, I'm gonna do music instead. So
Well, ultimately, you pushed you towards music instead of going to architecture, whatever.
yeah, well, pretty much yeah. It's because I also paint and draw, so I was like, oh, that might be a good way to like make a career out of it.
Mm-hmm.
But I like music too, so just a little bit of both, music and art, good mix.
Dang. How did your parents react? Because I'm pretty sure like people always push them like to become doctors, lawyers, and also like consider like the established pathways compared to being creative. Because when you're creative, there's no like set path. It's it's a leap of faith.
Yeah, it's true. Personally, my parents, my dad was a DJ when he was my age.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
he'd tour a lot. He's from Mexico, so he'd tour a lot, like San Antonio, Houston. He'd do a lot of gigs, and after a while, he just like stuck to church and stopped gigging. But I guess when I told him that I wanted to do music, yeah, they were at first like a little like,
You sure?
yeah. But no, they've been supportive. They've been the whole way. They've been supportive with my music. Like my dad told me with like gear wise, so he knows a lot about gear too. So I was
Yeah.
like, hey, I want to buy these monitors. Like, hey, I want to get these like mics too. Like he does sound production at his church, so he knows a lot about like gear stuff. So it's really good having that knowledge around.
Yeah.
So now I guess it's really beneficial. Like, and my mom too. She's like really supportive.
Oh, that's
With
great.
both my music and my art. So it's
Mhm.
good.
What about you?
Just like family support. What are we talking about? Okay,
Yeah.
yeah. No,
'Cause
yeah.
Sometimes parents get a little bit concerned with like music. Are you sure you want to do that? Or
That is true. No, I've been very fortunate to have like the most supportive family. It's crazy. Yeah. No, yeah. My entire family, especially my mom, has always been so supportive. Like throughout the whole thing.
Were they creative? Were they creatives as well, or no? Because sometimes it's easier for parents who like done like how your dad did DJs. It's easier for them to like kind of like okay, you're gonna do that. But like if you have parents who like are never been creatives, whether it be artists, painting, musicians,
Yeah.
it's kind of harder for them to see it.
No, yeah. Surprisingly, no, they don't really.
Oh, wow.
Nobody is really that
You're in luck then.
creative. But no, yeah, they're great. Super fortunate.
Hmm. What about were you playing music during high school, or like any of them still like talk to you guys? Because one thing that surprised me a lot was that I thought musicians would be like really popular people, but then people told me like no, like we would get bullied, or like our friends wouldn't support us because like they were kind of like embarrassed or cringed or whatever.
Yeah.
Has that been the same for you guys or no?
Actually, I wasn't in a band in I was in band, right? But I wasn't like in a band in high school, and I wouldn't really.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was just like kind of doing my own thing. I mostly hung out with the drumline kids. I was in drumline, so like
Oh, okay.
we all just hung out. I didn't really care about anybody
Yeah.
else. So.
No, I don't know about high school. I just
Yeah.
I just went to high school. I don't know about
Like
it.
what about your actual friends? Like, are they all musicians as well, or what's the case with that?
Oh yeah, my friends are super supportive. They've
Yeah.
always always at the shows and everything.
Yeah, the same. I guess in high school, my friends were like band friends, so we were
Oh,
all
okay,
musicians.
yeah,
so
it
it was
makes sense.
like, so nobody can make fun of me. So yeah, I was a musician,
Yeah.
Damn, you guys are lucky then, because against some people to like, no, they didn't support me until like once I started like having some success. Then they're like, oh yeah, they're my friends and like they're in this band. I'm like, oh man,
Really? Oh.
Nah.
damn.
Yeah, couldn't be me. I don't know.
No, it's good that you have that supportive circle because I mean, that can help you guys flourish even more without like worrying about like what people think about you guys.
Oh yeah.
Like either way, you shouldn't care, but like sometimes you still care just because like, oh, it's either my family or my friends, and like their opinion sometimes matters. Like we're
Oh yeah, like
True.
like somebody that like cares about you or that you care about them, like if, like it's gonna matter, you know.
yeah,
So fortunately, I think with both of us, like both all the people that we care about really support us in our journey.
True.
So
damn, it's great.
yeah.
No, yeah, because I know putting yourself out there and putting music out there, it's a very vulnerable thing, you know? You're just kind of like, here I am, and I wrote this song, and it's very like you. It's like you're just like, here I am, judge me. And but
It's your emotion in words.
yeah, so that's always like, whoa. But I don't know. It's also like, that's what makes it so great, you know, the scary part. So,
Thing.
but it's good to have that support.
Oh,
so.
definitely. And when you guys were performing, have people like ever like sang back your lyrics back to you or no?
Oh, yeah.
What kind of how's like what's that kind of experience like?
Oh, it's great. Yeah, of course. That's an awesome feeling, you know? It's like, oh my gosh, wow, how nice. Like, I don't know, took the time to listen,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah, especially when it's a song that like you wrote in your room and just you know, just you and yourself and having other people sing along with it. It's a really good feeling.
Yeah.
It's really nice, heartwarming.
Yeah, it's like, oh my gosh, wow.
Yeah, I was asking that question because when we were at Dankfest, they were 10 Foot Overhead was playing Morningside, and I was singing along to the song, and I looked around like, does nobody else know the song or something? Because I know there's like a couple of people like singing along, but everybody else was just like staring at them, like they're cheering them on, but like they didn't know the lyrics. And I'm like, man, am I the only weirdo here who?
They're just shy.
Oh no, that was me too. I was singing along with Morning. I love that song.
Yeah, it's great.
Just trying to hit the harmonies, trying to hit George's part so hard. Like it's talented.
Damn, yeah. That was the start of me like realizing that there was music here in the valley. Because, like I told other people, finding the music scene is very hard. Like you need to know people in order to find it. I'm not sure that's the case here in Brownsville, but in McAllen, like if you don't know the right people, you'll never bump into the scene. Has that been the case here too, or no?
I feel as if that's the case if you don't really go downtown, because like. I like drinking, I like going out, having fun, right? So when I go out, I usually go downtown because that's where the music scene is, right? So if you don't really go downtown, you go like to the Morrison bars or like go to different places. A lot of venues don't really have like live music. It's more like just like DJs and all that. So there's a really big DJ scene, right? But like I feel as if you were to go downtown, it would be in your face. There would be live bands.
True, yeah. I know. I love downtown. One of the reasons, just because, like, I feel like when you go, you're just gonna run into somebody that you know, because it's just, I don't know, the community. Yeah. I also feel like the Brownsville community is very supportive of each other.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
Yeah, whenever they throw festivals or, events, everybody, and I've seen it firsthand how people all come together. Business owners, people that are just, supporting with sound system. Like, it's really great seeing like everybody's work together for the music scene. It's really, I don't know, it's really nice, Yeah,
because I always see the names, the Kraken and Double Trouble always pop up, or like Angelitos and a bunch of other places. Like, those places always come up with the music scene. Yeah, so it's good to have like that basis.
And it's really good that at least now it's like becoming like a weekly thing where you don't have to like wait a whole month to see
for the festivals.
Yeah, there's always live music. There's always just go to downtown, go to a venue. When like you see live band, go to Whistle. Every day they have live bands.
Yeah, that's true.
Like it's a really good environment for live music. So I highly encourage anybody that wants to start playing, start downtown.
Start playing downtown. Yeah. That's like the main heart of here.
Oh yeah, I think downtown. Then there's other places that also like other venues that also have music like Sprocket and Angelitas, right? But all together at once, I'd say downtown.
Downtown's the main area.
Yeah,
because Sprocket's kind of far from it, right?
Yeah, it's like on.
Yes. I don't know where it's at. It turns into here, but like it's somewhere over there.
It's close to a Denny's.
Yeah.
No, for sure. Downtown is where it's at. Music wise. I wouldn't say it's too hard to look for it. I guess at least for events, like it would be like you need to know a friend to know about the event, right? That isn't the music scene. But when it comes to like live music, you go downtown, you're gonna see it. Especially if you go to First Friday, you're gonna see it. Every band, every venue, artist. It's a really good event. Have you been to First Fridays actually?
No.
Dude,
How's
you
that? What's it
should.
like? What's that like?
It's really nice. It's like, are you like familiar with Market Square downtown?
Yeah. That's the only area I've been here to.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Nice.
Usually, there's like vendors there, like the artists, people that make clothing. Like, there's a lot of vendors there. And then on for the most part, in every bar, every club, there's always a live band.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so like First Fridays are like a really big event where people just go out and have like live music and just like make it more lively downtown.
Mm-hmm.
Because I was in quarantine, it was like
All
yeah.
dead.
Yeah, all did. So they've been trying to bring it back, and thank God now after like 2 years, we've been able to bring it back. So
Mm-hmm.
it's exciting. Yeah.
Dang. What other events go on here? Because I was talking to her earlier. Like I want to like go around Brownsville. Like what places do you recommend to go to?
Like
Oh, for like what purpose?
Whether it be food or music or anything. Like what places are like the places what are the places to hang out at?
ooh, well, what pops into mind is I mean, I personally love going to Nerve Coffee. They
Oh,
have
yeah.
some music events too. They sometimes do like thrift markets.
Mm-hmm.
So that's something that I would for sure check out.
Yeah, I feel like Nerve for sure. That's true. They really do the most, like
Yeah,
in a
they do.
really good way. Like
Yeah.
yeah, their markets always go off.
Yeah, I would say like every coffee shop in Brownsville is like top tier.
Mm-hmm.
True.
Love to all of them. Like they all throw events, they all have pop-ups, they all support local vendors too. So go my business, you know?
Yeah,
Yeah.
this community really is supportive because I guess it's because it's more to like guess together with downtown and McAllen and like there's different areas like there's McAllen, there's Edinburgh, San Juan, like
Yeah.
all these other cities. So
Yeah.
like it kind of like splits up everything.
Mm-hmm.
So like having this all together, it's really nice, really convenient.
True.
Yeah. Like it's really cool that like a lot of the musicians from downtown are also like in every aspect of like the city, I think, right? Like most of my friends like that are baristas are also musicians. They also have bands, right? And usually like if I'm not making music, I'm at a coffee shop making music, right? Or painting, right? So it's always good always being around that community, you know? It's yeah.
Dang. What about you guys? Like what's let me see, because we already talked about like your future, but like what are you guys trying to accomplish, I guess, with the single in terms of like what impact do you want people to feel with it?
Ooh. Huh. Okay, so with the single, I think personally it's just like a piece of ourselves that we're sharing with people and hopefully makes them feel something.
What do you,
You
want
know?
like what would you want them to feel?
I wouldn't say anything in specific, I guess just if you feel something that's good enough for me. No, whatever you feel. I think also a song is really up to, your own perception of it. It's like everybody has their different interpretations of what it's about and what it makes them feel, and it's like, yeah, so but yeah, also this song is a song that I actually wrote a few years ago. So yeah. It's been a long time coming. So that's really cool to see it like brought to life. Like I wrote it like in my room, like on a little acoustic guitar. So it's really cool to see how like you guys, like how all these talented musicians have like really brought it to life and like, gave it that color.
Yeah.
So yeah,
What
so
about
excited.
you? Like when you're playing a song, like what did you feel?
It was really exciting getting the mixes back from Adrian, just hearing how it sounds better every time. And for me, it's just excitement. Like I've never released anything, and I guess speaking personally, like I'm just hoping that not hoping, right? That's like been a bucket list of mine to just drop, right?
Yeah.
And finally doing it. So for me, it's more like finally, this is one step that I've been trying to do for like years, So it's just that excitement and just the song itself. I just think it's a really exciting song to listen to. It really has that live band energy feel. So
Yeah,
I'm hoping that whoever listens to it feels like they're in the room with us and stay with us.
literally. Yeah, and I
That's-
also feel like it just really like highlights pretty much everybody who was in the studio that day. Like everybody like went off. It's so cool.
Can't wait to hear it.
Yeah.
Excited.
Yeah. And whatever made you guys choose that big band sound out of curiosity? Because that's so different from like what everybody else has, whether it be like rock or punk and all that stuff.
I don't know. I don't think we ever like sat down and we were like, oh, we're gonna be big band. You know?
Yeah.
It was just kind of like how it came together. And also another important thing, just like mentioned this before, I always wanted Harley's Comet to just be like a community, you know, not like one thing, just kind of like, I don't know, it is Harley's Comet. It's this community of like musicians and people who want to be a part of the sound. And so, yeah, that's really, that was, I guess, like the intention of like starting it.
That's interesting.
Yeah, just like we're friends. Y'all just like playing with each other, you know?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
wow.
because we played with quite a few people throughout throughout our time together. So
And all friends, like they've all just been homies that also play. Like, hey, come on, let's jam out and
heck
do
yeah.
shows.
And has doing that route, has it changed like your sound like every single time, or has it been a consistent sound, or how has that been? Because you mentioned that you had like different people within the group. Does that affect the sound, or how does that work?
I mean, I think it's like a given to maybe like affect it like slightly for live performance purposes, but I think there's always been kind of that, you know, one thing that remains. It's kind of like, oh, okay, like this is, you know, still hold that, you know, the energy and the vibe of the song and the music. And
Yeah, I would say the same thing. Like every musician that we've played with has like a different background. We played with a lot of jazz-oriented musicians, a lot of blues-oriented musicians, and overall, just that mixture just really pops off in the sound, you know, and the big sound. And it wasn't until recently where we started playing with a saxophone player that I was like, I don't know why some of these songs I was like, dude, like, you had a sax player, bro.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
these
yeah.
songs would pop off. And in jazz band, that's where I met Frankie. So I was like, dude, come over and
Start playing.
yeah, he really brought the big band sound to life.
Mm-hmm.
And I would say like every time that we'd play with a different musician, it would still be like Harley's Comet, but it wouldn't. I just personally, it wouldn't feel like big band until we got a sax player. Or I mean, she want more horns, bro. Some horns would be cool. Like trumpet player too.
It's something so different. So I would love to see that happen.
Oh yeah, I know. There's other groups that like ska groups locally that play like with like trombones, trumpets, like you know, like big bands, like really really cool. But I mean, we're not ska. We're a bit different, right?
yeah.
But something that I personally haven't seen in the Valley, like just a soul band.
Yeah, I haven't
True.
seen that.
But no, I wouldn't call us like as a whole like big band though, really, because I don't know. There's also like these really like intimate songs that we have too, so it's like you know, just a mixture.
Yeah, it's
Well, I
a
hope
good
so.
variety. Yeah.
That's definitely good to have, because right now, again, like how you mentioned, like I haven't seen any other bands have like horns into the band. Like the only one I knew was my friends from Honey Rot. They're from Laredo, and like on like maybe one or two songs they bring out a trumpet for like a solo, but like never
Yeah.
like a full on song.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, that's pretty. I know in some of our songs, like we have like saxophone players, but there's some songs that like don't really need it, you know. So it's just like here and there. But yeah.
Yeah. So do you guys want to like have any kind of like last like plugins to your social media? Because I don't want to waste too much of your time either. So usually the last question asked is what was your favorite part of the podcast?
Oh, damn, tough question. I don't know. It's been super fun. I've never done one of these. I don't know. But it's been great.
Yeah.
Just as a whole.
Yeah, and I know there's kind of some technical issues I had, or I forgot my SD card of all these. So I'm like,
okay.
no, I went to a panic.
No, it's all good. Like I was saying, like, you know, you just improvise. You know, we get to gigs sometimes and it's like, oh shoot, like we forgot all this stuff. But you just keep going. It works out.
The show must go on.
The show must go on. But no, yeah, it's been super fun. I've never done like an interview like this or anything. So
Yeah, we're it's been really fun. Yeah, my first interview too. Like,
Oh, for reals?
yeah, it's pretty good. It's pretty
cool.
fun. Yeah, getting to like talk to somebody and like about the music that like usually we don't talk, because after shows people usually like want to know about like the song or you know about the band, but it's cool that's like not in like a live band thing. It's like, hey, like people that actually want to.
Yeah, because like I want to put out like your personalities out there just so people can like. It's easy to like listen to your music, but like to learn about you guys, it's a whole different thing.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's true. Thank you for doing this. I don't really know of a whole lot of other people like doing the podcasts and everything. So
Yeah,
that's awesome.
neither have I. I always look around like many people like I don't know. Like there's a couple of people who do it, but like they've been kind of inactive.
Yeah.
And then like with gas prices right now, it's kind of hard to like
Yeah.
drive around.
It is difficult, but thanks for making it happen, dude.
Yeah,
Definitely.
thanks for having
No, I
us and
appreciate you. I
everything.
mean, we had like different like moves moves around like, different studios and stuff just to like set this thing up. But the fact that you were able to host it, I appreciate that a lot.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Do you guys have like any last things you want to plug in? You could like plug in your single when it comes out and your social media and that stuff.
Oh, okay, yeah. Ooh. Heart and Soul comes out Friday, August 26th at, midnight. So if you give it a listen, I would deeply appreciate it. And yeah, you could check us out on Instagram, Harley's Comet Music. We'll be on Spotify and Apple Music and all those streaming platforms pretty soon. So
Yeah, what she said.
What about you?
wait, what?
Yeah, you can like plug in like
what do you
any of your like your projects, your social media and that stuff.
Oh, well, yeah, I'm not gonna release soon, so I'm working on my craft. But if you want to follow me on my art page, it's Andrew Abraham _. Right? Score art, yeah. Yeah, if you want to see my art, yeah.
Yeah. Well, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you on the next episode.
Thanks, guys.